Welcome back to another exciting episode of Nashville at Night. I'm your host, Carrie Smith. Tonight, we're going to be catching up with the band KingBilly, the stars of their very own reality show on GAC called, what else but KingBilly. This is Nashville at Night. Tonight I'm catching up with the members of KingBilly. Hey guys, welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for joining us. Let's get right to, you guys have your own reality show on GAC entitled KingBilly. How did that happen?
We actually did a showcase at a place we used to do KingBilly Is Your Friend, and they came out and we did a live electric show like that, and then during the last song we broke it down and did it acoustic, and they loved it, and we said, well, what do you guys want to do? And they said, we'd love to try to do a show with you. And they followed us the last few years doing shows, writing, touring, and all that stuff.
Very cool. And I mean, what is it like having cameras follow you around at home? And
you tell us.
Yes,
awesome.
But I knew that this was going to happen. So, you know, you're at home and you're relaxed and there's cameras watching what you're doing. What is that like?
It was definitely a little... Oh, go ahead. I didn't hear you. Go ahead. No,
I mean, it's great. They let us know when they're going to come and film, and it's usually when we have something, special going on. We're doing a crazy show somewhere, or at the house. I mean, they'll let us know. So it'll be like, a day or two. They'll just stay with us constant, and then but it's I mean, you just get used to it after a while. You don't even think about it. You just act yourself, and everything's the bomb.
Very cool. Well, tell us, you guys have so many musical influences. You all have families that are deeply entrenched in music, and you have a background in bluegrass and rock. How does that help your songwriting together as this country band?
I think that's one of the things that makes us unique as a band, is the fact that we all come from different walks of life. As far as music goes, we've got everything from like R&B, gospel, bluegrass, blues, traditional country, new country, rock, old rock, new bluegrass, old bluegrass. There is such a thing. So, yeah, Fraggle Rock. It's pretty good, Josh. And so it's pretty cool. It's one of the things that really sets us apart, and we're very open to those influences as opposed to shunning them out. We let them in the band and let them in the song, so it's really cool. We all have a chance to express ourselves musically. It works out.
Well, tell us what is life like on the road for you guys? Actually, I heard that you were arrested, something that had to do with a hot dog.
Yeah, I don't know. I bit into a piece of pizza and it had a piece of glass in it. And I pulled it out of my mouth. Luckily, it didn't cut anything up. And I asked the guy who gave me the pizza. I think John, you brought it to me, right? I think. And I was like, "Where'd you get this pizza?" And he said, "Right across the street." I went over there and told the guy behind the counter, and the owner comes out and he's like, "What's going on out here?" And he was all roided up and jacked up and things. And I was just like, "Look, man, I found glass in my pizza." And he starts cussing at me, "Get out of my store, you hippie!" And I'm just like, "What's going on?" You know what I mean? And I was just really confused by his confrontation to me, and went back and I was all upset. He comes and follows me out of the store. I'm running over towards the rest of the guys, so in case something happens, like maybe we have a chance. And he ends up pushing he pushes Josh, and I ended up calling the police because I was like, this is ridiculous. So I call the cops and they're like, cool, we're on our way, we'll take care of it. And while they're on their way, I'm talking to this hot dog vendor about what happened. He's all asking me like, what's this deal? And he said, a lot of people have problems with this guy. And he was like, don't worry about it, just blow it off, and here, take a bunch of hot dogs and have a good night. And I was like, cool. And I'm taking these hot dogs thinking I'm going to go home with them. And I handed them off to John. I grabbed a couple out, and John's like, Matt, what are you doing? And I'm running back towards the pizza shop, and I see him come out of the store again. And I just hurled these hot dogs right at his face. And as soon as I did, I see the cop car coming around the corner. And of course, that's the only thing they see. So, woo, 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 coming right after me. And I'm like running drunk down the road. And I don't really know what's going on.
So what is the lesson that you've learned here?
I didn't.
Apparently nothing.
I don't learn lessons from things like that. I've learned that I'm going to do something to that restaurant. And that's a promise.
Switching gears a little bit, you guys recently had the opportunity to play for the troops in Iraq. Tell us about that amazing experience.
Yeah, we actually had the opportunity to go over and play for the troops for 10 days, and which 10 days doesn't sound like a lot, but when you have to travel for 16 hours on a plane and get over there, and it just feels like you are on the other side of the world, and they're so far from home. But once we got there, every base was like stepping back into America when we go back, and the troops were just so appreciative of what we were doing, just coming over there, even though sometimes we were only able to do like a 45-minute set for them, but they were just so into it. They just they ate up every minute of it. We'd get them up, Donnie would invite them up to sing, and I'd let any drummers come up and sit in, or anybody to sit in.
That's great.
It was a really life-changing experience we had.
That's great. Awesome. And I heard that you guys performed in some areas or some bases where no one's ever performed before.
Yeah, we did. We actually took convoys in MRAPs. They split us up 2 by 2 because they didn't want us to get bombed and like the whole band to get taken out.
Yeah.
And so we're like, it was crazy. Like there was soldiers all around us as we're going through these city streets, and we finally get to the base, and it's like a really small base in a chicken coop or whatever. That the 50 guys there just living in a chicken coop.
Wow.
They're protecting these points, and so it was really a humbling experience. It really was.
Wow, and you can tell by watching the footage on GAC that they were just so glad to have you. And,
definitely. And
what an amazing thing for you guys to do.
It was
Before I let you go, let's talk about, you guys all live together in a house that's called Hotel Villa, I believe is the name. And one thing that I thought was cool is that after you guys play out, you actually invite the fans to come back to your house and hang out and jam with you. How did that come to be, and can I come?
Well, the way that KingBilly is your friend is sort of our night for ourselves, for fun, and for our friends. And since we're a Nashville band, essentially, we all met in Nashville. We have a lot of friends who are musicians here in town with us, and so we started playing here every month. And it just became tradition because we would get our friends up to jam with us during the show. There would be lots of friends who wouldn't be able to have the chance or whatever, and we still wanted to play, because we'll play till the sun comes up if we can. And
yeah.
So it just became tradition. It never really was, it was never planned, but now it's sort of something to look forward to when we get home.
That's awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I might show up tonight. I'll bring the pizza rolls.
Nice. All right.
Thank you guys all so much. Have a great time tonight. We appreciate it. That's it for another episode of Nashville at Night. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.